All the days.
All of the days of my life.
Goodness, come on, say it.
Goodness and mercy shall follow me.
All the days.
All of the days of my life.
Come on, say it again. Everybody all over the world, say it.
Goodness and mercy shall follow me.
All the days.
All of the days of my life.
That sounds good. Come on, goodness, say it.
Goodness and mercy shall follow me.
All the days.
All of the days of my life.
And I will dwell forever. And I will dwell. Come on. Forever. Come on, give me some harmony. Goodness and mercy, sing out. All the days. That sounds good. Come on, goodness, here we go. All the days. And I will dwell forever. And I will dwell. Come on, say forever. And I will dwell. Forever. And I will dwell. Come on, say forever. Come on, clap your hands, all ye people, real big. Goodness and mercy follows me all of my days. Come on, you say goodness, come on.
Goodness and mercy follows me.
All.
All of my days.
Come on, say it one more time. Goodness, just like that. Come on.
Goodness and mercy follows me. All of my days.
Come on, give it to me in harmony. Come on, real big.
Goodness and mercy follows me.
All.
All of my days.
Goodness and mercy, sing out.
Goodness and mercy follows me.
All.
All of my days.
All of my days.
All of my days.
All of my days. All of my days. Oh. Yeah, all of my days. Come on, let's go up. All of my days. Oh. I don't have to worry about a thing. All of my days. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Goodness, come on, say.
Goodness and mercy follows me.
All of my days.
All of my days.
For the grace of God is on your life. And goodness and mercy shall follow you all the days of your life. God bless you.
Good morning, Virginia Union University family, alumni, and friends. Welcome to our first ever virtual convocation. Knowing all the vicissitudes of this past year, we're excited to offer an opportunity for our community to come together and begin this academic year with our mind on our futures, our mind on the fact that tomorrow starts today. As we welcome all of you into this sacred space, we want to begin by setting forth a salute to the class of 2024 and welcome our new freshman students into our community. We also want to acknowledge that our graduating class of 2021 will experience their day of fulfillment on May 8th, 2021. Yes, Saturday, May 8th, 2021. We will see you on Hovey Field. We're excited that 5821 is the number that you shall hear to motivate you through all the moments of these last days of your matriculation. This year's convocation will fall in the tradition of the sacred moments we've shared at Coburn Hall. We're excited to welcome our chair of the Board of Trustees, the Reverend Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, who will bring greetings and also remind us of the purpose of this occasion. We will also hear the invocation from the pastor of our campus, Reverend Angelo Chapman. We will also receive greetings from the newly elected president of the Student Government Association, Mr. Bobby Newell. We'll also hear from the president of the National Alumni Association, trustee, Mr. Michael Newsom. And we will also hear greetings from the newly elected Mr. and Miss Virginia Union University, followed by the student representative from the School of Theology on behalf of all of the graduate programs. We are excited about the opportunity to welcome you back home and to begin this new academic year, fall 2020 to spring 2021.
Let us pray. Almighty and everlasting God, we invite your presence to be with us in our annual fall convocation at Virginia Union University. Please come. Come and hallow our virtual grounds and sanctify our virtual walls. Come as you have been coming, though we are in a different mode. Come as you have been coming, though our structures and procedures have been altered in this pandemic. You are the same, yesterday, today, and forever. Come into our space now. We worship you and give thanksgiving in this now space. Amen.
Please welcome the Virginia Union University Choir as they provide our hymn of praise, Lift Every Voice and Sing.
welcome to our Convocation 2020. Dr. Lucas, our president, members of the Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, and to the class of 2021. We're excited to celebrate your moving forward. And we've come to this commencement today to emphasize that this is a time of revving up our engines, refueling to go forward into the future. It is a time for us to seize the opportunity that is before us. It's a moment where we are highlighting opportunity. We see the opportunity and we must seize it. Even in the midst of this pandemic, even in the midst of the challenges for readjustment in racial relationships, it is clear that there is opportunity in this moment. And we've come to Convocation to celebrate and to ritualize the seizing of this moment, to seize this opportunity. I remember recently, I had the privilege of going to Broadway and see the play Hamilton, and then on Disney Plus, they recently rehearsed it, and I was captured by the line of Lin-Manuel, who said over and over again as he played Alexander Hamilton, one of the founding fathers of the country, he said, I'm not going to lose my shot. I'm not going to lose my shot. What he was really saying was that he was not going to miss the opportunity that was before him to fulfill his purpose and his promise. And that's where you are. You're at the place right now that you have opportunity. And remember, opportunity meets preparation, achievement occurs. At the intersection of opportunity and preparation, achievement is born. So you're here in this struggle, and we are confirming the fact that you're moving forward, that we are moving while we have opportunity. Jesus said in this passage in the 6th chapter of John, he says, I must work while it's day, for night comes when no one can work. I wish to tell you that night is coming later today. Not the night of tomorrow, but the night of today. And we must, faculty, students, staff, all of us, we must, as a university, seize this moment. And Convocation is a call to seize the moment, to take advantage of the opportunity. Sometimes the opportunity is hidden in trial and tribulation. Sometimes the opportunity is hidden in disappointment. Sometimes the opportunity comes as a result of a catastrophe, and we must seize it. We're in that kind of moment now. But thanks be to God, our faculty, our leader, our president, our staff have put their preparation to work, and their preparation is making for us seizing of the moment. May, as you freshmen beginning anew, may you seize the moment. May you seize the opportunity. I don't want you to lose your shot. Don't lose your shot. Take advantage of the opportunity. I'm waiting for you. I'm excited. I'm looking for you at graduation. God bless you.
Hello, I'm Michael Newsom, President of your Virginia Union University National Alumni Association. I would like to take this time to welcome you back to the 2020-21 academic school year. This is a unique time, and you are a special group of students. In a time where many have decided to sit back and wait it out, you have decided to push through and move forward. I respect their decision, but I also commend your tenacity. It will be a challenging year. Things that are staples of HBCU campus life, like opening convocation, football games at Hovey Stadium, and homecoming will not happen this year the way that we used to knowing them. But we press on. This will be another chapter in our history book that will tell the story of how we overcame adversity and prevailed. It has been proven the strength of Virginia Union University is in the strength we have developed through our struggle and the alumni who carry the load. We now count you in that alumni number. As president of the Virginia Union University National Alumni Association, I welcome you to the Panther Nation. I welcome you to the struggle for greatness. I welcome you to a great year.
Good morning, Dr. Lucas, executive leadership, board of trustees, faculty, staff, and my fellow Panthers. My name is Bobby Newell Jr., and I serve as the SJ president for the 2020-2021 academic school year. And I bring you greetings from the 86 Student Government Association, also known as the Legacy Administration. As we embark on this new academic year, we've been faced with some unprecedented times. COVID-19. Due to this global pandemic, our normal has been thrown out of the window, but we found a new innovative way in the midst of all of that's going on. We found a way to connect with our peers in our campus community through the use of social media. You will now find that every class has a social media handle on Instagram, where you can follow us for updates not only pertaining to the university, but to your class specifically, such as class meetings, internships, and job opportunities. As we embark on this new year, our goal is to ensure everyone's safety. Please wear your mask at all times and practice social distancing. But you could also count on your SGA to focus on the issues that our students face on a day-to-day basis. The 3 issues that students face here at Virginia Union are innovation, collaboration, and integrity. By focusing on these 3 issues and finding a solution for them, we can foster an atmosphere of transformation and inclusiveness. Innovation is a secondary result or unintended but inevitable product of progress. Being a historically Black university centered in liberal arts, we need to stay anchored in opportunity and innovation. We will partner with academic affairs to improve test-taking experiences during midterms and finals week. And we will provide a more commuter-friendly campus. Integrity is the vision that provides awareness and advocacy for the diverse group here at Virginia Union University. Integrity will be the engine for our innovation. By this, we will promote awareness of mental health and domestic violence issues on this campus, and we will also raise the student body's awareness of SGA through initiatives to promote transparency. Lastly, is collaboration. Without collaboration, there is no progress. We will work with workforce development to improve our career readiness programs, and we will also work with campus police to ensure the safety of our campus community. Thank you, and let's have a great academic school year. Go Panthers.
Greetings, President Lucas, faculty, staff, and our ambitious student body. I am Sheila Day, your 92nd Miss Virginia Union University for the 2020-2021 academic school year. First, I would like to give a warm welcome back to all of the student body. I hope all is well and safe. To my seniors, 1,141 days ago, we stepped on this campus and became a part of Panther Nation. It may seem like forever ago, but look at where we are now, 8 months away from getting our degrees. Despite the circumstances, remember to stay focused and keep the faith. The light is starting to shine at the end of the tunnel.
Greetings, President Lucas, faculty, staff, and our ambitious Panther Nation. I am Matthew Ezekiel DeRillis, your 14th Mr. Virginia Union University for the 2020-2021 academic school year. To the incoming freshmen, this isn't something that you all have been preparing for, but always keep in mind that there are many detours throughout your process. As you embark on your new journey, I want you all to keep in mind that you're the only person that can stop you from pursuing your dream. With that being said, I highly encourage you all to continue to show academic excellence and Panther pride while here at Virginia Union University. We're looking forward to having a great academic school year with you all.
To the God of Hagar, the God of Rahab, to the God of Deborah, we praise you for all your magnificent works, seen and unseen, for what you have done, are doing, and what we can trust is the best to come. To the chairman of the Board of Trustees, the Reverend Dr. W. Franklin Richardson, to all other trustees joining us virtually and in spirit, to our president, Dr. Hakeem Lucas, the Executive Leadership Council, to all faculty, staff, and administration, to our guest speaker, Dr. Zachary Faison Jr., to my dean, Reverend Dr. Gregory Howard, and to all of you joining us for your first year, those of you pushing through our complicated middle years, and to all of us counting down the days until we cross the stage, I am delighted and humbled to bring you greetings for our fall convocation on behalf of the Samuel Dewey Proctor School of Theology, our beloved. I am grieved that unlike the last time I was called to bring you greetings, there aren't excited and a few not so excited faces to look upon. Grieved that I will not be able to hear the choir rustling behind me as they prepare to wow us yet again. Grieved that there will not be hugs and laughter amongst familiar and unfamiliar faces as we exit the chapel. For an extrovert like myself, though we found a way to commune virtually, though we've done what we've always done, make the best of the worst, these moments remind me of the distance and leaves my spirit hollow. These are unpredictable times. I even struggle with what to share today as I've been wrestling with a grieved spirit. I've been asking myself, where is my hope? Then the words of David came to me. I saw God always in front of me. God is at my right hand. I will not be shaken. My heart is glad and my tongue rejoice. My flesh will live in hope. See, my hope lies in the God that has promised to find me in heaven, the God that has promised to find me in the darkness, the God who hems me in behind and before and lays thy hand upon me. My hope lies in the God that governs angel armies, the God that has set encampments all around me. For I cried to the Lord, and God heard me. God delivered me. All is well. Again, on behalf of the Samuel Dewey Proctor School of Theology, welcome to Fall Convocation 2020. God keep her precious hand over thee. Ashe and amen. Amen and ashe.
Please welcome again the Virginia Union University Concert Choir under the direction of Professor David Bratton as they provide another musical selection.
I've got so much to thank God for. So many wonderful blessings and so many open doors of grand new mercy along with each new day.
Virginia Union family and friends, I'm excited to introduce this year's opening convocation speaker, none other than the Reverend Dr. A. Zachary Faison Jr., the president and CEO of Edward Waters College, soon to be university in Jacksonville, Florida. We're excited that there's no better speaker today than a person who has learned and grown and is considered a child of Virginia Union University. One of our own sons, Dr. Faison, began his career as a vice president of enrollment management and student affairs in 2013 and served until 2016. Over these 3 years, he was responsible for growing our enrollment and establishing programs that we all treasure and acknowledge today. Of these is the Virginia Union College of African American Men, known as VCAM. Reorganizing student housing, establishing new ways to engage student development, writing the protocols for how we deal with student outcomes and how we engage students in advocacy, leadership development, and more importantly, taking care of their mental wellness. All of these programmatic structures and infrastructures that we treasure today and have built upon were all begun under his leadership. Since serving the university in 2016, his career has taken him to Tuskegee University to become an executive vice president and legal counsel. He has also been able to participate in a number of organizations, receiving accolades and awards for his service, not only in higher education, but his service in nonprofit institutions and in faith traditions. All of these communities have come together to signal that A. Zachary Faison is not just a son of the people, a son of higher education, but is also a son of God. Living out his vocation and his profession, President Faison has begun to initiate a career and an understanding of what it means to uplift young people today. Affectionately called the Millennial Prez, he represents the best of our leadership that we have to offer our historically black colleges and universities. And can you believe, like many great leaders before him, they all have their roots at, you know it, Virginia Union University. I am proud to welcome a friend, a brother, a man who is a leader for this generation, the Reverend Dr. President A. Zachary Faison Jr. Please, wherever you are, clap, virtually give a sign of appreciation for our speaker today.
Greetings, great grace, and bountiful blessings to the students, faculty, staff, alumni, and esteemed members and friends of the Virginia Union University academic community. Oh, what an auspicious and joyous occasion it is to be sharing with you this morning, albeit virtually, in this challenging time and space of pandemic. We nevertheless remain unceasingly grateful to now return to this blessed place at the beginning of the 2020-2021 academic year and the dawning of a new day in the history of this venerable and storied institution. And despite the tragedies that we've collectively faced in recent days and months, as a result in many cases from medical malady and in others from societal atrocity, here we yet stand. On the precipice of this new day and new year, I hope that you will join with me as James admonished us and count it all joy, my Panthers, brothers, sisters, and friends. For this is truly your year to rise, shine, and give God the glory for choosing each of you to lead, build, and prepare this great university for distinction, uniqueness, and longevity as you collectively commit to teach, develop, and prepare students today who will inevitably lead the world tomorrow. I bring you heartfelt and sincere greetings from the distinguished Board of Trustees, administration, faculty, staff, and students of the state of Florida's inimitable and first independent institution of higher education and first historically black college or university, known as the higher educational crown jewel of Jacksonville at the Edward Waters College. Let me say to the eminent members of the Virginia Union Board of Trustees and to my dear friend, brother, comrade, colleague, and the dynamic, God-sent, true visionary 13th leader, president, and CEO of this bastion of higher academia, Dr. Hakeem J. Lucas, just how much I earnestly appreciate your granting me the opportunity to return to my forever home and share with you on this auspicious occasion in the life of a place where, like so many countless others, I was blessed with the opportunity to grow, learn, develop, and be nurtured by these hallowed grounds and dear old walls, and then spun out into the world beyond to make my own mark and follow in the purposes of God for my life. As now one of the many self-proclaimed sons of union, I consider it a signature honor and privilege to share with you on this fall convocation day. And so as my time is somewhat limited with you today, I'd like to first begin my remarks to the beloved Panther students of Virginia Union University, both new, returning, and especially our graduating senior students, the unmistakably superlative VUU class of 2021. Indeed, I stand with President Lucas and his administration and the entire VUU community at large in expressing how ecstatic and overjoyed we are that you chose Virginia Union University. And we are brimming with anticipation towards leading in the support of your future academic and personal success as you realize the promised potential of your limitless future. Indeed, yours is a diverse collection of future scholars. In fact, as a whole, you represent multiple states and countries. You have scores of classmates who are earning high grade point averages of 3.0 or better, and even some with perfect 4.0 grade point averages. Many of you are accomplished student leaders and athletes who are joining the prodigious tradition of civic and service leadership and athletic achievement here at Virginia Union. And yes, some of you might even be like my guy, Aubrey Graham, also known as Drake, where you started from the bottom, but now you're here. And for you, Virginia Union represents a seminal opportunity and second chance to positively change the course of your very life. Whatever your pathway to these hallowed grounds and dear old walls, whether smooth or littered with countless blockages and impediments, you made it here today, and your presence here at this place and at this appointed time is by God's ordained providence and not by mere happenstance. Indeed, you are now on the precipice of your very own unique and personal journey across what Unionites affectionately refer to as the bridge to intellectual freedom that is the Virginia Union University. Even more, today marks your formal induction into the life and legacy of your storied institution. And like you, this special place has a story that compels and portends your purpose and responsibility as a new member of this resplendent and renowned community of scholars. A locale situated on land once slated as a slave jail, having earned the moniker of the Devil's Half Acre. An uncultivated terrain that some thought to be a site of utter barrenness, destined for unproductivity, and yet transformed, transfigured, and transmogrified into a bastion of promise and an oasis of academic excellence and achievement. Yes, it was indeed by the sweat of those Unionites gone past that the burgeoning of a Virginia Union began to take shape and stake its rightful claim as amongst the elite in its production of trailblazers, torchbearers, world changers, community activists, teachers, college presidents, ministers, doctors, scientists, politicians, lawyers, and even journalists, all of whom have made impactful and meaningful marks not only there in the state of Virginia, but all over the nation and the world. Yes, the very loins of this place have birthed world icons in seemingly every human endeavor, from award-winning journalist Simeon Booker, the very first African-American reporter for the Washington Post, to Samuel Lee Gravely, the first African-American to reach the rank of admiral in the United States Navy. Or what about Spotswood Robinson, the former dean of the Howard University Law School and first African-American to be appointed to the U.S. District Court for the District of Columbia? Not to mention renowned engineer and scientist Howard S. Jones, who was elected to the National Academy of Engineering and advisor to the National Science Foundation for his work in the field of radar and microwave technologies as a holder of over 30 U.S. patents as a prolific inventor. And even more recently, how about the former mayor of the city of Richmond, Dwight C. Jones, or the former governor, who also was the first African-American governor in these United States post-Reconstruction and for whom your university library is named in the form of Governor L. Douglas Wilder. And for my young Panther women of distinction, you certainly cannot and have never been outdone by the Union men, as Virginia Union has a venerable legacy of producing Virtuoso women like Mrs. Rosalind M. Brock, who has achieved emeritus status as the first African-American chairwoman in the history of the NAACP. Or what about VU trustee, member, and alumni Miss Nicole Parker, who is the founder and CEO of the Alosin Group LLC and who has been prominently featured in the Washington Post and Black Enterprises for her incredible entrepreneurial acumen, and whose company has been formally credited as having generated over $10 million in total revenues, having been cited as one of America's fastest growing small businesses. You see, young Panther scholars, these are just a small sampling of the broad and robust shoulders upon which you now stand as new entrants into the pantheon of this collection of high achievers. Indeed, yours is truly an august legacy that is rich in progress and accomplishment. And as Panther students, each of you are now a part of the Union tradition, a tradition of both superlative excellence and eminence, a tradition that is in the Latin truly nulli secundus, second to none. And Panther scholars, it is precisely that same archetype personifying an intrusive experience and intentional commitment to your academic success and overall development that Union will provide and demand from you as new or returning student members of the Virginia Union University community. So similarly, for example, President Lucas and the Union community will fully expect that some of you will become one of the chosen elect to participate in the VUU Summer Pipeline program with Meharry Medical School. And accordingly, I implore and encourage you as students to seek out professional career opportunities beyond the classroom. And no, not yesterday and not tomorrow, you must do it today. Find the Office of Workforce Development and Training. Make yourself known to the staff there. They should be amongst your very best friends on the campus. Towards that end, know that winners start early. You see, in today's expanding and increasingly competitive global marketplace, it simply isn't enough to just earn good grades. That's great, that's good, and by all means, you should expend every effort to earn high grades. But in 2020, Panthers, you must combine the function to perform at an exemplary level in your academic performance with the equally as important need to ascertain some tangible professional development and or career experiences. Julius Caesar once said that above all else, experience is the teacher of all things. So in fact, to be ahead of the curve and to set the curve, which is what Panthers do, you should be working towards exploring a summer internship, externship, or research fellowship opportunity now, just as your classes have begun. Ask your professors about internship opportunities with which they are familiar. Visit the Office of Workforce Development. Find someone on the Virginia Union University campus who is where you want to be or has been where you want to go, and utilize them as your own personal resource. After all, that's exactly what they're there for. And so I imagine some of you may be like I was, in that you arrived there at Union knowing exactly what you wanted to study, or at least thinking you do, and you intend to stay focused on that major or topic, and I think that's great. Stay with it. But I also strongly admonish and encourage you to be open to new ideas, experiences, and directions. At Virginia Union, you will be learning from some of the greatest academicians and experts in their fields, surrounded by some of the best and brightest minds you'll ever meet. And you'll undoubtedly be challenged to think about new topics or view old topics in new ways. I implore you to fight against the temptation of inflexibility. Be open to new ideas. Be flexible. And more than anything, do not limit your own possibilities. All things are possible, Panthers. Your dreams, your goals, and your aspirations are, in fact, possible. As a matter of fact, Muhammad Ali once said that the word impossible is just a big word thrown around by small men who find it easier to live in the world they've been given than to explore the power they have to change it. Impossible is not a fact, it's an opinion. Impossible is not a declaration, it's a dare. Impossible is potential, impossible is temporary, impossible is nothing. Now, for these next couple of moments, I'm going to borrow from your esteemed university pastor, Reverend Angelo Chapman. Students, you may know that imitation is the greatest form of flattery, so I'd like to engage you in a very relevant course of inquiry that I heard Reverend Chapman use in a previous setting and that I believe is poignantly relevant for today's occasion. You see, you've got to know that you know that you know why, in fact, you're here. And as I'm sure Reverend Chapman has and will continuously remind you, you're there at Virginia Union University to earn a degree. You must say it and lay claim to that notion. When you don't say it, You allow the negative spirits and persons to stay around to distract and detour you from your stated purpose. So you must set the proper aura around you. At Edward Waters, in our AME tradition, we call it setting the atmosphere. And as my own dear mother would say in her apostolic holiness Christian faith vernacular, you must take command and take authority of your atmosphere. You must set the force field around your life, knowing that you're not here to fail. You're not here to flunk. You're not here to freelance. You're not here to be famous in the dorm. You're not here to fuss or fight with anybody. You're not here to start a family, father or mother for that matter, children. You're not here to be foolish or to fool yourself. You're not here to be fly. You're not here to frolic. You're not here to fail, flop, or be a follower. You're not here on false pretenses. You're not here to destroy the facilities or disrespect the faculty. You're not at Virginia Union just to be regular or average, because as that great poet laureate of the 21st century, a.k.a. Mr. Clifford Harris, a.k.a. T.I., who hails from the west side of my own home native city of Atlanta, Georgia, put it, at Virginia Union, believe me, they don't want no mediocre. So again, my emerging VU scholars, you are here to earn a degree. And if you stay focused, you'll flourish and finish. Every new school year is a new beginning. So be better this year than you were last year. You've got to let go of what will keep you from getting to where you're going, because sometimes you may very well have to let him go. Let her go. Let them go. Let it go. So not only do you have to forget those things which are behind you, you must reach for the things that are before you. You see, reaching reminds you of the direction you're heading in. You're not here to go backwards, but forward. When you step forth, you're balanced. When you step backwards, you're unbalanced. This is a metaphor for your successful walk in life. Don't walk backwards or you'll lose ground. You'll stumble and fall. Don't walk backwards, because when you walk backwards, you're being led by what's behind you, and there's nothing behind you but what's behind you, and you don't want what's behind you to get out in front of you. You have to press toward the mark of the high calling, and that's what we all should strive for. High marks. High marks in the classroom. High marks in your character. You see, you must not bypass character in the pursuit of success, because it does you absolutely no good to be great at what you do, but terrible at who you are. High marks in your courage. High marks in your service to others. And if you do this, you will arrive at why you are here. For there are some robing ceremonies that Virginia Union expects and that we all expect each of you to be a participant in. Yes, there indeed may be a long white robe ceremony, but that's not the one we're talking about today. Of course, there's only one of those, but you may be in several long black robe ceremonies, and for that, we all want you to get ready. Get ready to put on your robe, for your day is coming, because see, when you put on this robe, you can really be like Rich Homie Quan and really feel like the man when you walk through. When you turn that tassel and go across that stage, having pressed forward and meeting the mark and earning that degree, on that day, you ain't studying what they saying when you walk through on graduation day. So work hard, be diligent, be consistent, keep pressing, keep pushing, and that day will be here before you know it. And now to the phenomenally diligent, dedicated, determined, and doggedly devoted and distinguished faculty and staff of Virginia Union University. Indeed, the true greatness that is Virginia Union isn't quite found in the state-of-the-art STEM laboratories or award-winning criminal justice and business program, although it's true Union has those. Nor will it rest in the palatial confines of your forthcoming renovated student residence facilities or exquisitely built and outfitted new on-campus turf field, concerning which I'm sure you're all brimming with great anticipation to traverse. No, the greatness that is VUU lies much deeper than mere aesthetics. That greatness spans now a historic legacy, 155 years in the making, and by your hands has produced leaders, all of whom have made impactful and meaningful marks, not only there in Richmond and the state of Virginia, but all over the nation and the world. Yes, it is you, the accomplished and devoted faculty and staff of Virginia Union University, who perform the sometimes painstaking task of taking young people who in some cases have been written off as incorrigible and unteachable, or whom some in society have wrongly labeled as being less than, and you have stirred them to become conquering leaders, having exceeded well beyond others and even their very own expectations. In fact, your insistence on setting high standards for your students and equipping them to surmount even these lofty standards they didn't think they could accomplish has been fundamental to the transformation and long-standing legacy of Virginia Union and its students into the repository of promise and excellence that it is today. Towards that end, as president of a sister HBCU, I want you to know that I've been animated and personally inspired by your and President Lucas's vision, ingenuity, and innovation towards centering audacious institutional objectives, focused namely upon producing student success, academic excellence, entrepreneurial enterprise, and enhancing Union's brand prestige. I am both resolute and confident that with your collective buy-in, synergism, and dedicated support, you can and will forever positively alter the very history of Virginia Union University. As a community, you stand at the precipice of perhaps the most critical time in the storied history of your phenomenal institution. And so as a family, much like many other HBCUs across the country, we are all faced with two simple yet dire consequential options. We can choose to live, strive, and thrive together as a model progressive university community, or you can die together as a depot of despondent, discordant derelicts devoid of destiny and determined towards complicity in your own demise. The choice, Virginia Union faculty and staff, is yours. I say live, thrive, and win. And now finally, as I close, Union family and colleagues, upon my arrival at EWC now going on 3 years ago, amidst my excitement about the opportunity, the exceedingly high promise and boundless potential that was yet before us, I encountered a very curious aphorism or saying that I repeatedly heard used over and over again, and it seemed at that time to have some way woven its way into the Edward Waters College vernacular. Now, this may not at all be relevant to Virginia Union, but remember, I'm family, so do recall that I've toiled and labored there. So don't act brand new on me, because I believe, President Lucas, in some very limited and albeit, yes, in diminishing cases, this phrase may also still be someplace in the Union lexicon. But strangely enough, I found that whenever I would ask someone a question about anything that wasn't operating quite right or seemed antiquated or antithetical to best practices, the consistent, unequivocal, and unwavering response that was always accompanied by a horizontal shake of the head was, "That's just EWC." Now, I know you at Union have never, ever heard that response, because I know that faculty and staff at VUU have it all together, of course, but when I heard that, I would respond, "Say what?" And they would again retort, "Man, a child, that's just EWC." I said, "You mean to tell me that you see that this system is broken, or this process is ineffective, that it isn't student responsive or friendly, or it's outdated, or it isn't in compliance, or it's a practice that's inefficient, and the best explanatory response that we can give is, that's just EWC, or that's just Union?" Colleagues, I was simply beside myself. And if that weren't enough, I was even more hurt that when I found out that this adage wasn't just used by us to describe us, but that other folks outside the EWC family repeated that same mantra about EWC, complete with the horizontal shake of the head to boot. Now, with that said, those of you who have had a chance to spend any time at all around me, and even more your own president, Dr. Lucas, know that we are both very competitive and committed persons to excellence. And now, like at Edward Waters College, I can assure you, under the Lucas mantle of leadership, Virginia Union must be and will be no different. You see, I, like President Lucas, and like you as peerless members of the VUU faculty and staff, deplore complacency and mediocrity. So today, Panther family, as we embark upon the beginning of a new year, I am asking you to pledge along with me that the negative impetus for that ruinous statement ceases right now, right here, this day. Instead, I implore you to turn that statement on its head and transform it into a declaration that will be synonymous with prodigiousness, distinction, supremacy, and transcendence. Yes, Panther family, when they speak of us as EWC Tigers or VU Panthers, from this day forward, they'll be speaking of a place of emerging eminence or limitless possibilities. Our successes, victories, and institutional achievements will become commonplace. So common that when your VUU graduates are routinely cited for their superior readiness to start their businesses, enter the workforce, and or begin graduate and professional school, the inevitable response will be, "That's just Union." When your academic programs are so robust and comprehensively relevant that you're known as the virtuosos of instruction and curriculum development, they'll say, "Well, that's just Union." When your campus boasts of that sparkling new playing field and upgrades to the historic Barco Arena and other new athletic facilities housing championship caliber NCAA Division II champions across a bevy of sports making you the envy of the collegiate athletics community. They'll whisper, man, who is that? And somebody will roll their eyes and just say, that's just union. When your student enrollment more than doubles and crosses the 2,500 student threshold, and your best friend and mine, Mr. Lewis, can't help but tell you a resounding yes on that budget request, they'll say that's just Virginia Union. When all of Union's faculty are abundantly resourced with facilities and finances such that they're able to engage in the impactful and groundbreaking world-renowned research that they do, they'll do that horizontal thing and they'll just say, that's just Union. When your breathtakingly beautiful campus right there on North Lombardy Street in downtown Richmond is the epicenter for economic, social, and political advocacy, supplying solutions to the myriads of challenges facing your city, state, and beyond, you'll hear governors, senators, congressmen, and even the occupier of the Oval Office saying, that's just Union. When your university renowned as the technological darlings of the Commonwealth with the latest and greatest in integrated technology applications, software, and capabilities and efficiency, folks won't be surprised at all. They'll just sit back and say, hey, that's just Union. And lastly, but perhaps almost equally as important, when each of the storied Panther athletic teams cruised to undefeated CIAA records and most notably spanked that little country school over in Petersburg, and VP Taylor presents Dr. Lucas with that multiple conference and national championship trophies, and folks want to hate because your swag is so high, you'll just throw your hands up and say, hey, don't hate, participate, because that's just Union. So my fellow colleagues and friends, with all jesting aside, you as a Panther family must indeed be serious about the working of shifting the paradigm and projecting your institutional profile towards even more heightened distinction and eminence. To make that happen, Dr. Lucas needs you to continue to commit to and support excellence and integrity at Virginia Union, and to continue to uplift one another and emphatically activate the notion that working together truly does work. You see, my family, when working together, ordinary people can perform extraordinary feats. Reaching beyond the limits of impossibility, you should remain encouraged in knowing that with God, all things are possible. As architects of true change, reaching towards your highest heights as an institution dedicated to realizing the promise of its limitless future, personified by a distinguished and superlative reputation of uniqueness, distinction, and sustainable longevity. May God bless and keep you all, and may God continue to bless and keep Virginia Union University.
Celebrating our 157th convocation, we would like to conclude with our Virginia Union University Choir leading us in our alma mater. Wherever you are, please stand and let us join in together.
Thy hallowed grounds and dear old walls, may they forever
thank you for spending these moments with us as we celebrate our 157th Convocation. We are excited about everything God has in store for you, faculty, you, staff, you, students, and alumni, as we begin another chapter of Virginia Union University together. We will now have our closing benediction by our university pastor, Reverend Angelo Chapman.
Let us pray. Walk with us, O Lord, in the future of our today. Tomorrow is here. We place our hope and trust in Thee. You have already been to where we are heading. For today, tomorrow, and the future are all now to Thee. Now are we children of God, and it does not yet appear what we shall become. May our becoming come forth, and may it be pleasing in Your sight as we depart from this space. Amen.